What's up and welcome back everybody. I'm Ash from FallingLeavesKungFu.com, and in this video we're going to talk about this event that intersects with my two great loves, firearms and martial arts. But first, let's talk about staying fit to fight. If you're not familiar with my background, I have both a level 1 and a level 2 cert from Precision Nutrition, fitness, all the aspects around training to stay strong for martial arts has always been a passion of mine. So with that said, I wanted to talk about this Facebook post from a friend of mine where he says that over the last 6 months he'd been working 6 days a week, and the worst part was letting my physique go. Best was eating real food instead of protein shakes. Gonna suck going back to a strict meal plan. And then later on, he specifies that he says when he's very fit, by which I'm assuming that he means when he's very lean, he has like 4 to 5 shakes a day and only eats 1 or 2 meals. So my point to him was that you should be eating real food anyway. Supplements are not substitutes, right? Supplement by definition means in addition to, not instead of. So something that you want to think about anytime we're having this conversation is not just the grams of protein, right? So that's where the vegans have been able to sort of co-opt the discussion around the best way of eating. For starters, all protein is not created equal. I'm sure you guys realize that. It's more about the discussion about essential amino acids. But even in this case, I already know that my friend is not vegan, so I'm assuming that he's not doing like a plant-based protein powder. So probably doing something more like a whey. And so what I wanted to just take a quick look at was I did some quick math, and I was just calculating the cost of beef, eggs, and whey protein on a gram, the cost of per gram of protein, right? So again, we already know that we're talking about complete protein, so it's not, we don't need to get into the discussion of that I just brought up. But when we break it down, we take a look, we can see that eggs cost about 4 cents per gram of protein, and 85.15 beef, which is usually what I buy, and even a 93.7 beef comes out to about 6 cents per gram of protein. And whey is the cheapest, right? A whey protein powder is the cheapest on a per gram basis, right? It's 3 cents a gram. But if we jump back over to my screenshot from Chronometer, I just plugged in both, and when you consider it on like a normal portion size, right? So this is going to be 4 ounces of beef compared to 1 scoop of whey, which is going to get you roughly the equivalent and the same amount of protein. But real food is much more than just the grams of protein. So when we look at the amount of B vitamins, copper, iron, phosphorus, potassium, selenium, and zinc that you're going to get in that same 30-gram serving of protein, plus the calories, beef wins hands down. Now, the whey protein did come out higher in the omega-3s, but I would kind of question that a little bit because omega-3 fatty acids are very easily oxidized, and I can't imagine that by going through all the extraction and drying process, in particular the drying process, isn't going to oxidize the omega-3 fats that are in a scoop of whey protein powder. So something that you want to keep in mind is that any of these supplements, even something like a whey protein powder, it's still an ultra processed food. Is it better than a Snickers bar? Yes. Is it good in a pinch? Yes. But it's not a whole food. Now, I do want to throw it out there that there are a few times when something like a good high protein or a good high quality protein powder supplement can be useful. And the number one case is just going to be that if you have somebody who's skinny and underweight and they don't like to eat, then high quality protein supplement can be useful. just to help increase their calories and increase the amount of protein that they're getting in their diet so that they can recover from training. But generally, the liquid calories are not a good way to go anyway if you're trying to get lean, because the liquid calories are just going to leave your stomach quickly and make you hungry sooner, whereas a whole piece of beef, right, if you get like a 93.7 or a lean cut of beef, if you're trying to cut calories by eating the equivalent amount of protein instead of the shake, that 4-ounce serving of beef is going to take a lot longer to break down in your stomach, and it's also going to leave you feeling fuller for much longer, which is critical if you're trying to cut weight and lean out. But as I was saying, the key to whole foods is that they're a whole package of nutrients. As we saw from the comparison of whey protein to beef in terms of the micronutrient content, beef wins hands down on a serving size, like a typical serving size. Beef wins hands down. But it's not only that, you get a whole variety of things. Some of them, we're still finding new things all the time. So let's jump over to Instagram real quick and take a look at this study that Dr. Sean Baker recently shared on his Instagram profile, measuring the phytochemical richness of meat, the effects of grass and grain finishing systems, and grapeseed extract supplementation on the fatty acid and phytochemical content of beef. So like I said, when you're eating like a real food, you're getting much more than just the protein content. If you consider how much you would have to spend to supplement with the same amount of, like a vitamin or mineral supplement and an omega-3 supplement and your protein supplement, it's cheaper when you consider the total cost to just buy real food, and it's also going to fill you up more and leave you feeling full longer, and you're going to feel a lot better overall. Nothing sucks worse than trying to eat an artificial diet to just hit a calorie number. So with all that said, if you're having trouble getting down to your fighting weight and you're looking for some help, I do have some one-on-one health coaching available. Head over to my website and you'll be able to find more information there. Now, let's get into the rest of the video. So I originally came across this particular incident via Colleen Noir, and there's a couple things that I wanted to say about this video, or this particular incident. Now, first of all, open carry when you can conceal carry is stupid. It's a lot like wearing a short skirt. You can if you want to, but you're going to get a lot of attention, and most of it's going to be unwanted and unwelcome. Right? And not to mention that you're already giving up the element of surprise. Furthermore, if you are going to open carry, then something holster like this that has at least a double retention on it is going to be better than something that is just like a gravity and friction based holster system. This has an additional safety mechanism that needs to be defeated before you're able to draw the weapon. So as you can see here, that if I don't activate and defeat that switch, I'm not going to be able to pull the firearm out of the holster. Something like that in this incident would have helped him retain his weapon a lot better. Now, when we see that these guys, this is probably not their first rodeo. When you check this out from here, this guy acts in the blink of an eye. He walks in the door, he sees that my MAGA brother here is rocking the open carry on his hip. Boom, and he just goes right for it. Barely even thinks about it, and his homie jumps in right behind him. So these guys are experienced at this kind of thing. So even if you are wearing something like a double retention holster like this, they probably know how to defeat that. It's just going to buy you time, and like John says from active cell protection, that kind of thing buys you time. Time buys you options. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about in part of this incident is if you're going to carry a firearm, you got to train. Right, and that doesn't include just training in your firearm. That this is a good example of why even people who carry every day still need to have some hands-on skills. Right, they need to know how to go hands-on for exactly this type of incident. Like somebody's gonna surprise you, and they've got their hand on your weapon, and now you're gonna need to know how to retain your weapon in the midst of a grappling match, basically. So, I mean, if we look at this, right, he's got 2-on-1. They end up on the ground very quickly. Now, is this going to be exactly like BJJ? No, because we've got the weapon in play. He's got 2 attackers on him. But just knowing some fundamentals of how to shrimp and how to sprawl, how to buck, right? All of those things are going to have served him well. You can see here he's in this prone position. Both these guys got his back. You need to be able to know how to operate from these kind of positions. So somebody that's doing a lot of really good work with this type of thing is Craig from ShivWorks. So you can see here he's working with John Lovell, and they're working on how to draw either from inside the waistband or even at like the 3 o'clock, and drawing up to this thumb to pec position so that you can fire when somebody's right in your face. Then from there, you need, like I said, you need to be able to know how to go hands-on. So even in the age of firearms, there's still a tremendous need to have some basic hand-to-hand skills, how to be able to defend yourself or retain your weapon, etc. But all of these things take practice, right? A lot of people in the firearm space, they discount or dismiss, basic martial arts training or basic hand-to-hand training because they think, oh, well, I got a gun, I'm just going to shoot somebody if I have to. First of all, even if that was justified, that's going to have to be figured out in a court of law. So if you escalate right away from the use of regular force all the way up to the use of deadly force, that's something that's going to have to be sorted out in court. As we saw with Daniel Penny, he was dealing with that for well over a year, right? So you don't want to have to go down that path if you can avoid it, just by being able to have some basic hands-on skills, right? And then if the situation escalates, somebody's trying to get your firearm from you, you have to know how to retain it and how to, again, make some space, hopefully get out of the situation entirely, but have at least enough space to be able to use the weapon if it comes down to it. You can't just carry a gun and think that you're going to be able to defend yourself. You have to train all your basic marksmanship, but then again, just being a flat range hero and your split times on the flat range, those things are important to get if you're in an actual self-defense scenario, but by themselves are not enough. You're going to have to do all this kind of scenario training. You're going to have to know how to retain your weapon. You're going to have to know how to create space, right, and be able to shoot under pressure. So like I say, there's still very, very much a place for basic empty hand martial arts, and there's a lot to choose from. You still have to train. So with that said, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, or how do you feel about open carry, and what are your thoughts about the scenario that we just watched? That's going to do it for this video. As always, train hard, stay strong. I'll catch you guys next time.
Hey!
What?
Why are you looking at them girls like that?
You look good. That's why I'm looking at it like that.
But Dad, they're not even your age.
Do it look like I give a fuck? Do it look like I give a fuck? I don't. Age ain't nothing but a number. You'll learn that when you get older. Plus, I'm just looking.
That's aside the point, R. Kelly. You looking at them little girls like that, and you're gonna be looking at me through a glass window when you in jail.
Shut the hell up, Sean. You don't know what you're talking about. Plus, I'm looking at her right there, and I know little girls.
Miss Penny? That should weigh like 400 pounds. Plus, she in a wheelchair.
I'm not talking about Miss Penny. Her right there.
Oh, Miss Johnson.
That's right.
I heard she used to be a man.
Shut the hell up, Sean. She ain't used to be no man. What you talking about? She's just a tall tree, and I want to cut it down. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, before you cut it down, make sure you cut that branch off.
Get the